Hey, my friends, it's Anime again. I'm back with yet another What If Series tournament. This one is Castle Siege. I thought this was going to be a King of Games tournament, but it's not. That's the next tournament, which is the Slum Restoration. But this one is more plot important, I guess, than the next tournament. Well, depending, they're probably equal, but still, this one is pretty the most plot relevant we've had. Obviously, I don't have many stakes in this, my characters or anything, so I'm just gonna have fun watching you guys battle it out. I did still put in 5 people, but we are gonna get started with our 25 duelists. First up is Mitchell Slaughter's crew. And first new character, Sailor France, which is Nicole Bordeaux's magical form. Nicole Bordeaux has been hiding in Justice's castle ever since it was taken over on an elongated spy mission. She spied on the collective and reported their activities to Savannah Salamandra, who then relayed the information to Justice. After she learned that Justice is coming to retake the castle, Esperanza reached out to Nicole, emerging from a Legerdemain portal, to offer Nicole some training. Nicole becomes a magical girl as a result, fashioning her transformation after Sailor Moon, her favorite cartoon magical girl. She's often stated that her father looks like Tuxedo Mask when he's in his butler form. Well, I mean, that's because you use the literal face claim of Tuxedo Mask. As Sailor France, Nicole is fully prepared to fight for the castle, and Esperanza helped her buff her deck a bit. Avery Bond returns for the first time in centuries. He has been working in the back rooms of URAA, designing new spy gadgets for agents to use. Also, he's like the dean from Totally Spies. He just designs gadgets now. He's been reduced to the gadget designer. He hasn't been out in the field in a while due to how busy he has been, with Solhauser starting to enter the robotics business. Avery has decided to do so as well. He has built a female robot to help URIA with rescue missions. He and Alice Uriel are taking his robot with them to liberate Justice's castle. Avery has also had ample time to improve his deck. Final new character from final new character from Mitchell. Dove Jewel. Avery Bond has been working on new spy gadgets for Uriah or URA, and he also decided to dabble in robotics. Being a super genius, he wants to prove he's as good at robotics as Solhauser's best roboticists. To that end, he ends up building Dove Jewel, a female android with a fiery temper, rather than reprogramming her to remove that temper. Avery decides to let her keep it, and simply finds a way to calm her down. He then begins sending her out on rescue missions for Uriah, as she seems most efficient at making rescues. Alice Uriel also takes a liking to Dove and is convinced her boyfriend is smarter than all of Solhauser. Michael notices that Avery named the robot Dove and wonders how Avery found out about her. Avery admits that Avery admits that Dimitri name dropped her while researching Michael, and Avery just liked her name. Dove uses a fire machine deck. Alice Uriel finally managed to get her boyfriend to leave the Uriah chop shop and actually take part in the mission to take back Justice's castle. She's also excited about this robot girl that Avery built and wants to see her in action during this mission. The few test runs Alice and Avery have done with Dove were huge successes. Michael seemed a bit off-put when he learned the robot girl's name, and Alice learns that Avery named the robot after a girl Michael knew. Michael doesn't seem to mind this, and Alice wants Avery to make more robotics once they get back from the castle. Michael Uriel, his OC main character. Years before Michael. Wait. No. Years before Michael. Hold on, wait. Avery, okay, years ago, Michael, wait, wanted Avery to build a robot girl and her name be Dove Jewel. After hearing the name from Dimitri, Michael thought it was okay, and the robot girl turned out to be a major success while being a big help to URAA going forward. So Michael joins his sister, Avery, and Dove on the mission to take back the castle to help out his friend Justice. And now we're on to Nitriles 5, who are all returning, by the way. Chris Shadow. The gang finally made it through the spirit world and barges into Justice's castle. Well, Chris's case, it's a hilarious mess. When the truck/camper came bursting through the portal, why is he driving that? He's been driving that for the last 4 tournaments. Time to get to work. Chris hopes that little dancing toothless meme dragon he has in the castle to be okay. He's obviously, that thing is constantly tormenting the collective and trolling Home Alone style traps in addition to Martlet's puzzles everywhere. Lol. Spike, the dragon. Spike is not sure what to even say at the moment due to some very weird messes happening in the spirit world. And with what he probably saw, such as the image of some sort of gigantic dragon, foreshadowing galore in something. And apparently he and Smolder were in some sort of vision with strange dragons as they clashed with Cinder and ended up gaining a couple of strange dragon cards. Now, I love the lore you are starting to create, Nitrile, with this. I see where you're going. Now the gang made it to Justice's castle, and the fight is gonna get real messy. Spike and Chris weren't finished looking into what info Victoria might have had since the collective took over and booted everyone out. Spike needs it, since it might provide some more explanation and hopefully find a way back to his world to save it. Martlet. I love Martlet, and they beat a main villain before, but they haven't shown up in a while. Marla is determined to help the knights and her friends in getting Justice's castle back. In fact, her Royal Guard handbook says she has states as a Royal Guard she must right these kind of injustices, especially if a rightful ruler has their castle and position stolen by usurpers. It's a good thing she happened to install a lot of puzzle stuff in the castle before the collective took over. How on earth she did it? Justice sure as heck doesn't know. Actually, Justice didn't even notice the puzzles. Devil Dinosaur. Ah, yes. He was a big-time menace the first time he showed up. The Big Dino has been going through a lot of shenanigans lately, from the hilarious riot at the facility to roaring some robots to pieces at AT's town, and even accidentally stomping on a dark signer, Rex Raptor, which is ironic because he's in this tournament. What if they meet? That would be actually really cool if they met. He's just not dueling much on screen due to character limits. Oh, let's break the fourth wall. Time to get this ruler's castle back and help Chris and friends continue their search for something. And some dinosaur wanted to find too. Prominence, his last character. Prominence and Garble were spotted quite a few times after the Skeletonites attack, and they seem to be acting a bit more violent than Spike remembers. Now Prominence is directly snooping around in the castle. But how on earth she got in? How? And it seems the freaky card she has is letting her blow stuff up, even outside of dueling. That's worrisome. That one collective member who looks like she's reacting quite furious towards dragons is probably freaking out that a bunch of dragons is now in the castle. Prominence is about to blow stuff up and maybe set stuff on fire. That makes even Firestarter feel upstaged. But is she after something? Question mark. We're on to Jamie's crew. Jimmy Jims. Justice, after emerging from the other side of the spirit portal, leads the charge to take back his castle. He notices Cash using Victoria's deck, and that enrages him. Dude, did he just leave the deck sitting right next to Victoria's lifeless body? Or in that whatever container they have her in? Well, that was a foolish move because her deck's pretty strong. He's gonna end him. I hope you do. Angelica is ready to take down as many of Cash's crew as possible. She believes that her Shadal deck is very strong. It almost won a tournament again. And almost won her another tournament, excuse me. And will be able to help Justice get his castle back. Ryan and Jared are here to help take back the castle. Ryan's been training even harder with his deck, and Jared was even allowed a strong fusion to take down the collective. Nice fourth wall break, Jimmy. And Juno. Juno has returned after being away for a while with a new deck. She is the first of the Night Girls to add a non-synchro monster to her deck. I love that little tidbit. I think that's kind of cool, that little tidbit you added. Now we're on to Massive Lore Dump, which is aka Lego's crew. Massive Lore Dump. Because obviously this is an important tournament for his characters. Helena is ready to end this once and for all and make sure her father is stopped for good. To think, he's resorted to hiding behind a bunch of small children to protect himself. Classic Cash. Helena is able to see that Olivia girl is here, likely still being manipulated into this, but also notice one more, Sophie, who she knows is the daughter of Cash's secretary, Amelia, who's a member of the collective but isn't dueling. Amelia approached Helena and urged her to reconsider, one more time, attempting to get her to join her family. However, Helena cut Amelia off before she could finish and said that Cash had already attempted to give her that whole join your father spiel back during the Fortune Cup. Helena plans to get Sophie away from this mess of a family after this is all over. Beatrix, who's very dangerous, maybe the collective's secret weapon, even beat Helena in Fortune Cup. Beatrix has been lazing around the castle, trying to figure out what to do for fun. Being one of the collective's top enforcers has gotten pretty boring for her, and she doesn't really even care about the money. Cash has continued to pay her for her services, especially since he's been trying to rip her off by cutting her pay. She's made her decision. She won't be fighting for the collective in this. Oh, good. She's going to be fighting for her own goals. After all, recently she's begun to hear a strange voice calling to her, one that's been promising her the ability to cause all the despair she could ever want. Well, I wonder what card that is, Lego. Whoever this is seems far more entertaining to her than Cash. Olivia Springs, the girl that beat the former King of Games by stalling. Olivia was brought to the castle under the guise of it being a change to hang out with Sophie. However, that was interrupted by Justice's raid beginning. She doesn't understand why these guys are attacking now, since they seemed so nice before. But Cash told her he'd fund her dual disc decorating project if she helped stop them all. Probably would go like dime store level of it though. Cash. This man's about to die. Cash can tell Justice and his friends are going to be a problem, and that his original deck won't be enough to even make a dent here. Luckily, he found something else he could use for the occasion. A deck that he's sure will get Justice very worked up. How sloppy of him to have left his poor deceased mother's cards here when he fled. Ha! It hasn't been upgraded to fit with the times, but it should surely be enough. After all, he knows Victoria was able to make some very strong plays with it. She did get to 2 finals with it. The other members of the collective will be staying back until all their enforcers are dealt with, but Cash is so confident in himself. He's here in person, albeit still sort of hiding behind them. And the new character from Lego, Sophie Dubois, the daughter of Cash's secretary Amelia, and a man that Amelia previously claimed ran out on her after she told him of her pregnancy. However, recent revelations make it pretty obvious that Sophie is actually the product of Cash's affair with Amelia, making her Helena's half-sister. Sophie is particularly introverted herself, not talking much more than she has to with most people. Sophie is currently being used by her parents as an enforcer for the collective. What the heck, dude? The enforcers are just children. As she's known for being a young dueling prodigy. Oh, of course. What is with the dueling prodigies in this family? She doesn't really understand a lot about what's going on there. And my five, which are all returning and all just fun characters because I just want to cause chaos in this tournament. I don't have any lore stakes in it. Kaiba already won the last tournament for me, Emo Kaiba, so this is just for fun. Here we go. Makora is first. He thought it would be fun to destroy every one of these fools, and that's what he's going to try to do with his raw Dark Sanctuary deck. Beware. So there's really not much else to his character other than that, just causing chaos now, because he's an amalgamation of those two. Rex Raptor, regular Rex. After coming back from death, he is just trying to live a normal life in the land of dinos. However, his dino sense led him to an unfamiliar place, the castle. Now, why? You'll see. You'll see. But he's also sensing something else. Something else that is drawing him near. And I won't tell that till later. Jack, Atlas, Crow Hogan, and Zane Truesdell. The remaining 4 horsemen are not happy with their boss running off, leaving them, and decide to come looking for him. They find the castle instead. So they're into this battle now, and you know they're strong. And yes, I did upgrade Crow's deck, and yes, I upgraded Jack's deck. I did not need to upgrade Zane's deck because it's Zane. So that's our 25 Duelist. I hope you guys enjoy. Remember to like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. The channel is Zane Manga. See you for the tournament. Bye.